Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming, and some of you know me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you to the Let's Play episode of Polar Night. So y'all, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm Chan, you are up, and let's go! Alright. Alright, let's lower that. Alright. So he thinks some starfaring race visited and uplifted a bunch of different... Very enthusiastic. Wait, did he just say spacefaring? Starfaring.
And Gadala thinks these visitors left behind clues that governments have hidden and kept locked away.
Oh no.
He thinks some of them are still out there, waiting just to be found. He theorized that deep in the jungles of South America...
Christ on a bike. He really wasn't going to stop.
Of course, he got called a crank, but academics agree with him. They just get suppressed and ridiculed if they try to tell the truth. And he thinks they even disappear people who speak out about it, like this one time.
I made no effort at all to hide my slack jaw and staring gaze. He didn't care. Or at least didn't notice. My hand moved to my pocket for my cigarettes, looking for an opening to take a smoke break before he started talking about the Rothschilds. I jumped as the door opened, leaving inviting a burst of icy air.
Oh, hello there.
I turned to look, seeing a pair of young Caprine women shuffling through the door. A third figure, a Lapine guy, followed, making a loud burr as he entered. Thank Christ, some warmth! All three looked familiar in a way I couldn't quite put my finger on, especially the hair guy. I could swear I've seen him before. The Caprine girl with the blue jacket stamped her feet to dislodge the snow in her boots, while the one with the beanie scanned the room before locking eyes with me. I cringed at the unblinking gaze, feeling like she was reading my mind or something. My hand automatically moved to my fringe, pulling my dark hair to ensure it obscured my left eye. Her companion also glanced around before spotting us. She gave a warm grin and happily waved. Just as the three arrived at our table, the barista swooped in to place my coffee before me. I gave them a grateful smile as the three new arrivals pulled up chairs to sit around our table.
Hello, guys.
The girl...
Hello, guys. Can I get you anything? Oh, a latte would be nice. Tabby?
The goat lass in the blue jacket spoke with an American accent. Again, not sure where precisely, but vague enough I can't place it. The younger girl had her shoulders hunched and her hands in her pockets. She gave an uncommittal shrug.
Make that two lattes, please. Thank you.
Make mine a cappuccino, would you? The hair had a clear... Oh! Alright then. Make mine a cappuccino, would you? The hair had a clear Irish accent. As he tugged off his gloves and rubbed his hands, blowing into them for warmth, the barista moved off to make them their drinks.
Well, I take it you two are here for the Sylvia?
The blue-jacketed girl smiled, leaning forward and hugging herself to warm up. Immediately, the beanie-wearing girl pulls out her phone and focuses on it, ignoring the rest of us.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we're here for the Sylvia. I'm Garrett Reed.
Oh. Yeah, we're here for the Sylvia. I'm Garrett Reed.
I'm Stefan Gulubev. Pleased to meet you.
The Lapine guy sat next to me, drawing close and rubbing his arms for warmth.
I'm Aaron Marsh. Pleased to meet you.
He gave a grin. And a small smile and a small wave before going back to blowing into his hands.
Nice to meet you, fellas. I'm Gail Waters, and this chatty social butterfly is my sister, Tabby. Want to introduce yourself?
She nudged her sister, who just scowled at me and muttered, without looking up from her phone.
Hi.
Me and Stefan exchanged a look, but Gail just laughed.
She takes time to warm up to people.
No shit, I thought. Judging by the way she was thumbing the screen, she was scrolling something continuously. Probably some social media shite like Barker. God, it could be such an old fart sometimes.
Hope this Sylvia has a decent heating. Forgot to bring her ear warmers.
Aaron complained, taking his ears in his hands and rubbing them.
Wait, did you expect this far north? What did you expect this far north? Don't you have a hood?
Gail chuckles and smirks, though she did rub her own ears a little.
Yeah.
He pouted. Lapines really were finicky about anything touching or covering their ears. I guess it made sense for people with such sensitive hearing. Wolves like me had sensitive hearing, nowhere near as good as Lapines. And even we didn't really like stuff covering our ears where we could help it. That said, living ears uncovered out here was a great way to get frostnip.
Do you guys know each other?
Second, y'all. It is water time. Alright. Emotion between Gail and Aaron.
Oh, no, we met about an hour ago. Decided to stick together since we're all going together anyway. So, what do you guys do?
Gale directed me at Stefan. I decided to get my introduction in first, before Stefan started talking about the Illuminati. Oh, I'm a Sparky, nothing interesting. I got a bunch of blank looks and raised eyebrows, I added. Electrician.
Oh, right. Is that what you call it where you're from?
This is a nickname we use. I'm so used to calling it that I forget how it must sound. He gave a small laugh, cringing inwards at the 4 sets of eyes now set on me. Without realizing, I tugged at my fringe, ensuring it covered my eye.
That sounds cool. Are you like the guy people call to fix their fuse box?
Sometimes, but I mostly work on industrial sites.
What happened to your eye? What happened to your eye?
Froze. Tabby had stopped fiddling with her phone for a moment to gaze directly into my eye. A look of morbid curiosity on her face.
Tabby, you don't just demand people explain stuff like that.
I felt my stomach clench, instinctively tugging at my fringe. Had she seen through? I correctly assumed my fringe was hiding my left eye. Judging from Aaron and Stefan's reactions, they'd clearly been thinking the same thing. It's just evident they had more tact.
Why not? I'm just curious.
As much as Gale tried, I could see that the others were all now staring at me with even more apt attention. Gale offered a chagrined look.
You don't have to explain anything.
No, it's fine. It's not like there's much to say. Ugh! What the fuck? Had an accident. Gale smiled apologetically and gave her sister there a satisfied sort of look, although from Tabby's expression she was evidently not satisfied. She mercifully did not press the issue and went back to her phone. So how about you, Gale? What do you do? I seized the opportunity to move the focus away from me.
Oh, me? I'm not that interesting, to be honest. Just finished my first full year as a registered nurse. Seriously, but that's been a stressful time. Oh, it was, but finally getting out of university and being able to work with patients is just so satisfying. Long hours, but I feel like I'm making a difference, you know? What about you, Stefan? Oh, me,
Ooh, excuse me. He looked more than a little uncomfortable.
I work retail. Nothing wrong with that. Where do you work?
I took a sip at my coffee. While the warmth and scent was inviting, I could never really get on with the taste. I only typically drank it if I needed to wake up. I was glad the conversation had turned away from me. I tuned out the conversation a little, glancing from one person to the other. It seemed nice enough. Even Tabby had stopped fiddling with her phone to observe, though she didn't say anything. For another sip, I turned back into the conversation.
What about you, Aaron?
The hare was about to speak when the barista arrived with a tray. The hare was about to speak when the barista arrived with a tray carrying their drinks.
Oh, thank you kindly.
He beamed at the barista, flashing his pearly white teeth. No sooner had his cup been placed before him than he took it up and sipped, eyes closed with a satisfied mmm.
That at the spot. Oh, I'm a student, studying psychology.
He was a little bashful as he added.
And I deliver pizzas in the evenings to make some scratch. Neat. Do you get to eat lots of pizza then?
The words deliver pizzas made Stefan's eyes light up.
Well, sometimes. We get pizzas that are cancelled or the wrong order. But as much as I like pizza, even I have my limits. Besides, I need to watch my figure.
He gave me a sharp elbow to the ribs and a wink. I nearly choked on my coffee.
What about you, Tabby? Are you in college?
Second, y'all. Water time. Stefan asked between gulps of his coffee.
Yep.
She said in a sullen voice, not even looking up. After a few seconds of not elaborating, Stefan, Aaron, and myself all exchanged glances while Gale simply gave an embarrassed smile.
You could at least try to be friendly. We're going to be traveling together for a while.
Tabby, meanwhile, was utterly unmoved by the conversation, slumped down in her chair with her coffee untouched.
I'm not here to make friends. I don't even want to be here. You're the one obsessed with finding Mom.
Just like that, it was as if the freezing air of the outside blew over us. Even Stefan's bouncy energy vanished. Even if I thought she was being a brat, she did remind us only why we were going on this expedition. It wasn't a pleasure cruise. We were going to find the Aaron and her crew. What was left of them. The sound of the door opening again shook us all from our private musings. Loud clomping heavy hooves on wood echoed from through the room as a figure swept through the door. Oh, hello. Holy moly. Stefan uttered under his breath with eyes wide with alarm.
God damn!
Aaron agreed, though his expression was decidedly more pleased. The equine who entered was huge, easily pushing 6.5 feet tall. His snappy-looking gear did little to conceal a powerful build. He held himself ramrod straight, moving with casual grace towards us with each hoof step vibrating through my legs. Good evening. Are you the group waiting to board the Sylvia? His voice was rich and deep as he gazed at us with eyes that felt like they could see right through us. His accent was odd. It was received pronunciation, very cut glass. There was an aspect to it I couldn't place. He sounded posh, that much I could tell.
Oh, hello, you must be Sheriff?
Sharif.
Indeed, Sharif Abdi. Pleased to meet you all. I shall be in charge of the expedition.
What'd you care for? Aaron stammered just like he'd been approached by his school crush. A coffee?
I'm afraid not. I've come to collect you all. The Sylvia is ready to board, and we must not delay.
His piercing eyes settled on the hair. His bashful look quickly changed to an unsettled one under his intense gaze. Without a word, Tabby pushed back from the table with a loud wooden squeak of chair legs on wood and started moving toward the door. Gale blinked, mouth open as though to call after her, but seemingly decided against it, just simply watching her retreating back.
Didn't even finish her coffee.
I summoned the barista over to settle the bill. He quickly approached, hands clasped before him with a wide, friendly smile. Is everything okay? Enjoy your coffees.
Yeah, thanks.
Stefan recovered from being stunned by Sheriff's entrance. We all started to dig into our pockets for cash. Here you go. With casual ease, Sharif slid a few notes from his coat pocket and handed them to the barista. Keep the change. We all gave him a mix of grateful and surprised looks, but he did not meet our eyes. He simply turned and strode toward the door, where Tabby was waiting, still glued to her phone.
Thanks?
Sharif did not react, opening the door back out to the perishing cold. Tabby followed after, not even glancing back. He's, pretty intense.
He's pretty.
Stuck up.
He's pretty presumptuous. He's, pretty.
As we gathered up our stuff, I felt a twinge in my left eye. Froze for a moment. Please, not now. The twinge could either turn into an annoying ache with a feeling of sand under my eyelid. That was a more likely outcome. The other was much less pleasant. Gah! The left eye clamped shut in response to the pain. What's wrong? Gale sounded concerned, but I glanced around desperately for a restroom. Spotting the signs for the toilets, I gave them a be right back and quick walked towards them. I could sense their confusion and alarm, but I didn't care right now. Tears were already starting to stream from my eyes with the pain. As I was in the bathroom, I fished in my jacket pocket for the bottles I kept on me at all times. Diclofenac and Proximedicine eye drops. In this instance, Diclofenac wouldn't be strong enough or fast-acting enough. My practice hand identified the correct bottle from touch alone, and I pulled out the Proximedicane. Like I'd done a million times before, I unscrewed the top and sat it on the rim of the sink, quickly washing my hands. The pain was unimaginable, like an eyeful of sand mixed with a red-hot knife through my eyeball. Second, y'all. Water time. My hands were trembling now, my face aching from the instinctive scrunching of my face to shut my eye and my muzzle wet from tears. My eyes were in full-blown damage control, flooding themselves to flush out the irritants he had believed was there. Taking the bottle, I lifted my head back and used my other hand to force my left eye open with great difficulty, and quickly squeezed. One drop, instantly a cooling, soothing wave of relief banished the worst of the agony. The second drop, and the sandy feeling dissipated. Ooh, excuse me. Straight away, my face relaxed as my muscles no longer instinctively tried to keep my eyelids shut. As I hunched over the sink, my breath escaped in one long, heavy sigh. Keeping my eyes closed, I allowed the medicine to do its work. I screwed the lid back on the bottle and slipped it back in my pocket. Laying over the sink, a mix of tears and the drops leaked from my closed eye, running down my nose. Fuck, my face really hurt. It was a really bad one. Normally these attacks tend to come on more gradually, giving me time to get the Daclo drops in before it becomes excruciating, but every so often I get ones like this. I call them thunderclaps, like the headache. The ones my brother used to have. My GP had made it clear to me the proxy was for emergencies only, that overuse could further damage my eye. With these thunderclaps, I could be useless for half an hour in unrelenting agony while waiting for the Diclo to kick in. Besides, I was completely blind in my left eye. How much more damage could I do? The pain gone for now, I straightened up, gazing at my reflection. I regarded my ruined left eye. The milky white cataract was a constant reminder to others of my disfigurement, as if the scar wasn't enough. Garrett, you okay in there? There was a gentle tap at the door. He sounded pretty concerned. Remembering the way I dashed off, he must have looked a proper sight. Yeah, sorry. Quickly wiped my face and fixed my facial fluff. The door creaked open and I saw his worried eyes peeking around the side.
You sure? What happened?
Seeing I was okay, mostly, he opened the door and stepped inside. Stefan followed closely behind, also looking worried. My eye. I gave a hollow laugh in an attempt to lighten the situation. I get these painful attacks. That was a pretty bad one, even by my standards. I am okay now, though. I patted my pocket. I have lots of eye drops to keep me going. Aaron and Stefan exchanged looks before smiling and nodding.
As long as you're sure, dude.
Stefan brightened, though he still had a sympathetic look. I cringed as both of them were now staring directly at my damaged eye. I tried to laugh it off, turning my head to conceal it as casual as a way I could, tugging my fringe to cover it once again. Seriously, I'm okay. I didn't mean to scare you guys. The pair gave me a searching look, but they finally seemed to relax.
Okay, if you're sure.
Aaron placed a hand on my shoulder.
If you're up for it, we should get going then.
He and Stefan both stood aside and let me pass, only to face an anxious-looking Gale.
Oh, Garrett, are you alright?
Really, I'm okay. I insisted, giving her what I hoped was a reassuring smile. I noticed she was holding my backpack and gloves. Alright guys and gals, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, leave a super thanks or tip if you can, it always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!